and welcome to Just Because Wrestling. It is AEW Double or Nothing week. Jack, are you excited?
I'm a lot more excited than I was for Money in the Bank, that's for sure.
Yeah.
um,
We'll talk about Money in the. Before we get into everything, we'll of course run down what happened last week. Of course, last week was WWE Money in the Bank. Jack, what did you think of the show?
two words, I suppose, that sums up everyone's emotions about it, and that's Brock Lesnar. I think it's sad that it's it's become typical of WWE that you figure, you know, Brock is like that. That girlfriend that your friend has that's really, really
Yeah.
bad for him, and every time they break up, and you're like, "Fuck, he's away now. He can be good again." And then he just turns up again with her the next time, and you're like, "For fuck, they're back together." So it's like that's who Brock is. Brock is the bad influence girlfriend who doesn't like you and turns your best friend into a bad influence. That's or into a shit person. That's what Brock Lesnar is.
Yeah, I mean, the show itself had its ups and downs, certainly. Like Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles was a match of the year contender.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
Yeah, and why not? I think we've become too accustomed to WWE ruining storylines that it's kind of sad, and you must there's no reason why a match between Brock or between AJ Styles and Seth Rollins shouldn't be my match of the year. But sadly, we've become accustomed to them ruining big matches like this. But fortunately, this time they didn't.
Yeah, well, that was really good. Kofi Kingston versus Kevin Owens is pretty decent, but had a tough task in following Rollins versus Styles, which was undoubtedly match of the night.
That pairing or that way the card was structured was a little weird. I always thought that Seth would be kind of the big one. It felt like the WWE title was specifically designed as the come down, and it shouldn't have been.
Yeah, it was a weirdly structured show. I mean, the show was fine. Like, in my opinion, it was an okay show, average. Wasn't terrible, but wasn't spectacular either.
Well, I thought it was above average in the sense that you had that massive down with Brock winning, but before that, you had that match of the year contender, as we said. You had that huge moment with Bayley, which was a fantastic moment and got a good reaction from the crowd. And you had some good.
I was happy. I mean, I'm not the biggest Bayley fan, which has been documented throughout the history of this podcast, but I was happy to see her get the reaction that everyone wants from her.
Yeah, and it's good that she's in a prominent position because it's become we need big stars in the women's division, because at the moment, for so long now, it's just been really Becky and Charlotte and Ronda Rousey, I suppose. But for who we have left now, Ronda's gone, so we need to start building stars. They've kind of missed the boat with Asuka when she was champion, which they've been doing, unfortunately, since she's come up. Looks like they're kind of doing the same with Kairi Sane.
They're a tag team now, so we'll see where they can go with that. But I'm not gone on the women's tag division because it's not being given the time it needs to flourish and to become a thing. It's not even when the last time we had when was the last time we had a proper. Well, when's the last time we had a storyline with the women's tag titles?
We never have had, really, bar the integration of the title, but
and that wasn't even a storyline. That was a match for the inaugural titles. There was no build. Yeah. It was literally let's just throw a bunch of women in there,
but it goes back to what we were saying last week When was the last time there was a storyline for any title? Bar,
Oh, I know.
you have my title, or I want your title, you have title, we fight now. Like, there's never been a proper storyline over the title in a very, very long time.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. What else? Like, I mean, like the first half of the show for me was weaker, and then it picked up. And even the men's Money in the Bank match. The men's Money in the Bank match was really good up until obviously Brock Lesnar came down to win, and I find it so funny. I laughed so hard when it happened because I was like, "Oh my god, I cannot believe that they're doing this."
It's funny at how ridiculous WWE take it with their Brock love affair. Like it's
no, but like I was laughing in a state of delirium because I was literally like, I actually cannot believe this is happening.
Like it's ridiculous. The Money in the Bank is designed to build a superstar, and then you go and like it's not as if they need a reason to put Brock in the title picture. Like the Money in the Bank contract is designed for you to give the company a reason to propel someone into the title picture. You don't need that.
Jack, I don't know if you're aware, but we are the authority and we claim that there are no immediate rematches anymore, so he does need it, my friend. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but they've not stuck to that rule at all, like,
I know they haven't.
Like,
I'd be fantastic.
They could, like, as much as we like complain about Brock and whatever, like, he turns up on Raw, he demands a title shot, he'll get it. That's the way they should have done it if they wanted. Like, it's not as if we need, he needs to earn that title shot. Every time Brock turns up to WWE, he's going to get a title shot. So, like, it's not as if we need a reason to believe why he's getting the title shot, because it's just typical WWE. Like, first off, why not give it to someone like Sami Zayn? Why not give it to someone like a Mustafa Ali? Someone who
you had Sami Zayn, you had Andrade, you had Ali, you had Finn Balor, who else was in that match? Drew McIntyre. Like, literally, there were so many other options.
But like the Money in the Bank contract is designed to give someone an opportunity who wouldn't usually get a title opportunity without that contract.
Well, I'd argue against that fact now. When you go back over time, like it's rarely is someone on the undercard getting propelled. Like, it's usually someone who's already there.
Is it?
Well, okay. Last year, Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss.
Recently they've but like from the start, this is what it was at the start. Edge was never in the title picture.
I agree with you there. Yeah, no, I agree with you there.
CM Punk was another one. Like Rob Van Dam. These people. This is what the Money in the Bank contract should be.
I agree with you there. Like, but I'm just saying, like, no, it's not anymore. And I even liked. Do you remember back in, I think it was either 2012 or 2013, when they had two Money in the Bank ladder matches at the pay-per-view, and it was like, one was the All-Star match, which had all the main eventers, and the other was like the undercard match, which had like all the like mid-carders, and they were like, it was, like, that was even cool, like, just to have like at least one guy was going to get like propelled, like. But then that being said, I'm pretty sure that was the year Damien Sandow one. So
yeah, I was just about to say, I think they fucked that up. And who won? I think it was who won the All-Star one? Was it Cena?
It might have been. It was Orton, I think.
Oh well, there you go.
I think that was the year Orton.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah,
it was.
It would have led to the Brain story. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. Yeah, it's a sad reality.
Apparently, Brock is announcing his cash in on Raw this coming Monday.
Are we both in agreement that it's going to be at the Saudi Arabia show?
Yeah.
And he's going to win the title.
I want to say no, but like,
I think.
What are the odds of Brock losing twice in a row to Seth Rollins? Like,
Well, if you think about it in more of that sense, when was the last time someone won a cash in? It's due one, like a male cash in when it's due, you know.
do the women not count you, sexist pig?
No, I'm just saying they're two separate divisions. So I'm just saying, like, when's the last time a man cashed in and won the title?
The last two have been unsuccessful.
Yeah, so logic would dictate the next one is going to be successful, and
playing the odds, you would imagine that you would be keeping up with the casino gimmick of this week. I think.
Who do you reckon he's gonna cash in against?
Seth.
I would like to see Kofi because at least it's something different.
His match is already in.
Oh, is it?
Him and Ziggler.
Is it?
That got announced, on Tuesday.
Ah, for fuck's sake!
Oh no, that'd be a good match.
Yeah, but I just. Dolph promises us that he's going away, and he doesn't stay away long enough. He goes.
People, I know you wouldn't like it, right? Because I know you don't like the Dolph Ziggler gimmick of him being like, "Oh, I deserve so much more," and all this, But he gave a really impassioned promo on SmackDown where he was literally on the verge of tears, saying basically echoing that of it should have been me taking Ali's spot in the Elimination Chamber, and it should have been me at WrestleMania and all this kind of stuff, But people were saying there was so much emotion in this stuff, in it. Genuinely, he was nearly crying, and it was proper, it felt genuine. I don't mind Dolph Ziggler at all, but a lot of it's how he's booked, but I don't think his heart.
It is, and you're right. A lot of it is how he's booked. There's no taking away that he's a fantastic character, and he's fantastic in the ring. But yeah, I've just kind of soured on him, and it's been nothing to do with him. It's not his fault. Dolph Ziggler, the person. It's
to me personally, I feel like his heart isn't 100% in wrestling anymore because he's got other ventures going on at the moment, with his comedy career now and stuff like that. But
but then there's people you look at someone like Chris Jericho, who you could argue, and you could have argued for a long time that his heart wasn't in wrestling for the last couple of years, and he stopped wrestling for 1 or 2 years or 3 years. I don't know what the figure was, but and it revitalized his love for wrestling, and I think maybe that's something that Ziggler kind of needs,
Yeah, I have no doubt that the match will be really, really good at Super Showdown between the two because they always have really good matches together. And this now means that they have wrestled on pay-per-view for the WWE, US, Intercontinental, and Tag Team titles.
That must be for the first time ever, surely.
Yeah, that's got to be a thing, sure.
Yeah. Go on. I was going to say the only person I could think might come close to that would be Rock and Triple H, maybe, but I don't. They never competed for the US.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe Edge with someone.
Yeah, but was Edge ever in a US title picture as well?
Yeah, he's former US champion.
Was he?
Edge has won every single title.
Oh, fair enough.
And
did you see Bayley became the first ever women's Grand Slam champion?
Yeah. They're not calling her a Grand Slam champion, though. They're calling her a Triple Crown champion. But, people are counting the NXT women's title and calling her a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah.
WWE aren't counting it for some reason.
Because it's two different entities.
Yeah. For once, I'd probably side with WWE in this one.
Yeah. What else? Was there any other points you wanted to make about Money in the Bank?
Referees were all over the place.
Yeah, fucking hell. I don't know. Some of them need to be taken back to developmental. They need to be trained properly.
And what was hilarious was everyone was like, "Oh, let's hope this has to be a storyline. It's happening way too much, and it's just not being acknowledged. It was genuine human error."
Yeah.
Damn referees.
Yeah, it's a bit of a, I don't know, like, who was it a couple of months back? Was it Heath Slater? Left, and he was fantastic. Maybe he needs to start
Your career
taking,
time.
yeah, like I don't know. It's just I doubt there's a shortage of bad referees out there or good referees out there. They just maybe need to recruit some more because fuck me, or just train the ones they have
Or
properly.
just have Mikey Oda do everything.
Like it's an indie show. Like
Yeah.
have little Nate in the corner. Just
What was that guy who did? Who was that guy who did OTT? What was his name?
Foxy.
Foxy. He's
Yeah.
bloody. Let him do it.
He wrestled, or he did the entire night. He was like the hardest working person
Yeah,
on the show.
fair play.
Yeah, fair play to him.
What Iron Man. But what was I going to say? Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Money in the Bank. Okay show, nothing special.
Before we go on to Double or Nothing, I want to get your thoughts on another thing by the WWE that came out this week. The new championship.
Yeah.
The 24/7 championship, the modern day hardcore title, which can be defended 24/7. I think this is something that people have been asking for a long time with the network and stuff, but I think that people just wanted to return to the hardcore title, but they got this one. So,
yeah.
What are your thoughts on it?
Initially, hated it because I thought like it's so. When I saw like what they did with it, like I was like, okay, so it's for the undercard. It's to keep everyone who they can't think of anything to do busy.
But that's what the hardcore title was as well, you know.
Yeah, but I'm okay. I understand why it's there, and like it's probably going to be entertaining for a couple of weeks, but it's going to die a death. And I'm worried that people who are in the 24/7 championship division are going to stay there. Like there's going to be no room for improvement, and you know.
Well, yeah, maybe, but like you look at the hardcore title, there was some people who like Kane won it once, like Rob Van Dam won it, you know.
I think Undertaker won it too one time.
Yeah, so
but like this isn't the hardcore title. This is literally, you know, the playing
24/7. Yeah. No, it's entertaining.
Do you think? Because Mick Foley said that this is going to defend it on Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, NXT, and NXT UK. Do you honestly think it's going to make its way to NXT UK?
Do you think like someone's just going to get a flight over? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, who's actually go like they'll have to wait a year till they're back in the UK and have someone come up, or November when they're back in the UK.
Like fucking Walter setting his stopwatch now. Like being like, can't wait until November when they come back to the UK.
Yeah, how it's to decimate R-Truth in 6 months.
Now, in fairness, I think it is entertaining. I think.
Look, it probably is. My initial reaction was, "Oh my god, this is going to suck," and then R-Truth, goddamn that man for being entertaining. He has no way.
Yeah. I think he's the right person to have it on as well and center it around because he's so goddamn entertaining.
I was kind of scared that it was going to be like another mid-card belt where like the likes of Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre would be fighting over it. I'd just be like, no, this sucks. But since it's literally since Titus O'Neil will go down in history as the first ever champion.
Yeah, like it's giving people who aren't on TV usually a reason to be on TV. Then why not? Like
What's an interesting fact is we've never so far. There's never been a 24/7 champion under the age of 42.
No, hold on. Oh yeah, okay, fair enough.
Robert Roode and R-Truth.
Fair enough. So
The geriatric.
so chances are whoever wins it next is going to be the youngest champion ever.
Probably, unless literally Triple H wins it or something.
Which wouldn't surprise me.
I love they treated it like proper comedy. It had Renee Young win it or something, or
they might do something like that, because they Pat Patterson won the hardcore title. Jerry Briscoe won the hardcore title.
I love if they had it halfway between the hardcore title and the DDT Iron Man Heavy Metalweight Championship.
Yeah,
which was literally one time. So, I'm saying don't go as far as inanimate objects, but don't be afraid to have Caleb Braxton or something
Oh, Vince doing it.
Yeah, that'd be incredible.
Vince Hill wins one more title.
You know what they should do with it? And this is long term. This is long term storytelling now. Well, not really, but they should have whoever the champion is enter the Royal Rumble next year and have it changed 17 times in the match.
That'd be cool. I don't know why they never done that with the hardcore title.
And I should be working for that goddamn.
No, you would have suggested that, and then it would have turned into Vince would have turned it into just the winner of the Royal Rumble this year just becomes the 24/7 hardcore champion.
Yeah, but I mean, look, it's only a week old, still in its infancy, so let's see where it goes. But what do you think of the design? Are you one of these people who hate it?
I couldn't care less. It's it's a 24/7. It's not going to be a title that's going to be paraded around.
It's a clock,
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Well, people loved the hardcore title. I was that is literally a broken belt.
Yeah, it's a belt sellotaped together.
Yeah, it's actual garbage, and
yeah,
people celebrated it.
So yeah, there was there any more in the world of the WWE this week that you wanted to talk about?
The various Saudi Arabia pullouts.
Yeah, but I think that's becoming more and more common now.
It's interesting because when you look at the names, right? So there was Daniel Bryan, which is fair enough because he did it last year.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens.
It's weird because he went. I suppose that was before the controversy, but he went to the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So did Kevin Owens too, I suppose.
But Kevin Owens is because he's standing by Sami Zayn.
Oh yeah.
Who's also not going.
Yeah.
And the most interesting one is Aleister Black.
Because of his tattoos or something like that?
Yeah, at first people thought that he was refusing, and everyone was like, well, that's a bit strange because he's only just kind of gone up to the main roster. It's very interesting. He has the ability to refuse to go. But
yeah.
It's after coming out that it's because he's got religious tattoos and that his gimmick can be viewed as that of a Satanist. So Saudi Arabia are we can't have a literal devil worshipper on the card.
Fair enough.
They book the Undertaker, but
but yeah, so yeah, I think it's the more and more. I think, and it's interesting that we're talking about this on the weekend that this week falls, but I think the more wrestlers have a second place to go, the more leverage they have in these situations, where they can have a voice now and say, look, I'm not going, and don't have the fear of, oh, well, if they fire me here, I've nowhere else to go,
Oh, I know. And it's also it's for WWE itself as well. They obviously have a 50-man battle royal build for the event. So
how are you gonna trying to find 50 men now is
it's the easiest it's ever been in WWE's history.
Yeah.
Think about it, they have their biggest roster. 4 guys not going isn't going to make that much of a difference.
Yeah, but there's probably more people. Like,
you really think they're going to listen if Tucker Knight turns around and goes, "I don't want to go to Saudi Arabia"?
well, I can't force them on the plane. Like,
he shall do as commanded.
what are they going to do? Drug him and wheel him onto the plane?
Yeah, well.
Just drag him out like he's in Weekend at Bernie's or something. But like, yeah, I know they have a lot of roster in reserve, so yeah. But yeah, I suppose people have their views on it, and people have their reasons to not go. So more power to them. I feel the more that wrestlers have a voice and can stand up to a company in that sense, because there's another option now, and a viable option at that. An option.
There's plenty.
It's plenty, but like
there's one max one, obviously.
Well, yeah, but people like the whole argument with WWE before was that like your name isn't going to be nationally known unless you're with us. You're probably not going to make as much money if you're not going to be with us. But now, because that AEW is going to be on TNT, you have another opportunity to become a national household name, and it not being under the banner of Vince McMahon, you know?
Yeah. No, it's a great time to be a wrestler, I suppose.
A great time to be a wrestling fan, too. Like, you know,
probably better time to be a wrestling fan.
I think the only wrestling fan who isn't happy about this is Vince, and we've questioned his wrestling fandom before. So,
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there hasn't been much else news in the wrestling world, because like the whole world has been abuzz with AEW.
Yeah. So will we get into it? Will we talk about it?
Move on to the meat of this meal.
Yeah. So yeah. Do you want to start? Do you want to go through the crowd? Do you want to talk first about the impact of what this weekend might have in wrestling?
Well, if they can pull it off, this is going to be a day to mark down in the history books as like one of the turning points in professional wrestling history, I suppose.
Yeah. No doubt about it. And I think you could even go back to All In and say, I think we might look back on that and it being the turning point.
But you can mark both dates. Like, I think that you, because like All In was fine, but no, it wasn't fine. It was really good, but like that was backed off of Cody and the Bucks, whereas this one has actual financial backers in the form of the Khan family. So,
well, there's it's kind of recently more come out that like maybe the Khan family had a bit more to do with All In than we thought as well, you know.
Well, maybe,
but that's been speculated.
Tony Khan's influence is a lot more evident this time around.
Well, yeah, but obviously he couldn't make his influence known at the time because they were still contracted to Ring of Honor, and you know there was.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, like he's in interviews going like, we are putting on perhaps.
This is his show. This is his show now, like essentially. So
But like I'm kind of worried for Tony, because he's like, I've actually heard him say the words, "This is going to be the greatest pay-per-view of all time," and I'm just like, well,
yeah. Tony. I've heard Brandy say that this might be the best show of the decade. I think that's a massive statement. Like, are you letting people? It's strange because
I'm honest, right? If I'm honest, and I'm looking at the Double or Nothing card, I preferred the All In card.
Yeah. Yes, that's true, and it's a better card. But I just think maybe they have a few moments planned. Maybe they have a few. I think there'll be more bigger moments at Double or Nothing than there was All In.
Look, I'm incredibly optimistic. I think that it's not going to be bad. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, I think as well with Double or Nothing compared to All In, what Double or Nothing has to its advantage is that it's like you can continue storylines. Like All In was a glorified indie show where like you just there was a match wrestled and in the storylines were like there was no storylines for some of the matches there, you know. Now they done their best with with being the elite and stuff, but like to try and tell a story with the show. But like I think AEW, like there's going to be consequences after the show. Whereas with All In, once All In was done, it was done. You know.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting with this one as well because obviously the TV deal isn't kicking in till later on in the year.
Yeah.
So like the fallout will probably just have to be through BTE again and like Twitter, I suppose.
We're going to get a like. I think we're going to get an announcement tomorrow night as to when. I think we're going to know when the next big show is, you know. I know they have that Fight for the Fallen. Yeah, when is Fighter Festival? It's
June. It's next month.
June. Yeah.
Fighter Fest. It is June 29th.
Is that officially an AEW card?
Yeah, it's promoted by AEW. Yeah, this will be the second event under the AEW banner.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
It'll be AEW Fighter Fest. Yeah.
Have they announced the location for
it? Daytona Beach Ocean Center.
What does that hold? The Ocean Center in Daytona Beach.
I remember I looked it up before. It was like it's not much. It's like 7,000 or something.
Interesting.
Well, I know theater seating 9,312 arena. So yeah, just under 10,000.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair enough, I suppose.
Respect.
Yeah. Considering there was such hoopla over All In doing 10,000, you know, like it's still a good enough number.
Rookie figures, but I know. I mean, obviously, it was this thing that hadn't been done yet. So like now it's been done. I don't think people are going to care about like how many people are at each show now. You know?
Yeah.
Unless it gets like critically low, but
yeah. But I for the first 6 months anyway, the buzz and the hype is going to be enough for them to be selling tickets. Then once you hit the 6 month mark, then it's up to you. It's up to actually how good your content is to get people to come back, you know?
You have to start proving you're not a t-shirt company.
Yes, and I think that a lot of that starts with tomorrow night. And
I think no matter whether it's a good card or it's a bad card, if the matches are good, the matches are bad. We're going to be talking about it. There's going to be news. There's going to be surprises. I think there's going to be stuff that is going to change the wrestling world.
Yeah, and I really, really do hope that it does well. I really hope that it's a good night of wrestling because I think, especially what's gone on the last couple of from WrestleMania onwards, I feel like it's needed. In the world of wrestling now, we need a kind of a pick-me-up, and I think we need hope that there will be an alternative and a good alternative at that. I think tomorrow sets that up, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I'm optimistic, and I think it probably will be good. I mean, it's hard for it not to be good.
Well, they've set it up in a way that they set up in a way that there's so many good matches on it, and they've set up it up in a way that for like moments to happen in it. So you know, but it's interesting. Go on.
Shall we get into it?
Yeah.
So we'll kick things off as we always do on the pre-show. This time aptly named the buy-in. We're going to start things off with a singles match. It is Kip Sabian versus Sammy Guevara. Jack, who do you have and why?
I like I think it's a good good avenue for both men, because I think it's the pre-show's on. If I'm right, the pre-show's on ITV, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's on is it TNT or TNN or one of them?
Well, I know that they're streaming the pre-show live on All Elite Wrestling's YouTube channel as well for free.
Okay,
so.
But the pre-show is,
I think it's on TNT Drama or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so the buy-in or the pre-show, whatever you want to call it, is that it's probably going to be the most watched. It's probably going to have the most eyes on it for the entire night. Because that's how it works with pay-per-view and stuff. That the free stuff is going to have more eyes on it. So I think it's good for young and unknown wrestlers to be put on an avenue like this. You have a Kip Sabian, you have a Sammy Guevara. I wouldn't see. It's hard to tell what storylines they're going with. I would imagine that Sammy Guevara is going to win, just because they've featured him prominently on Being the Elite. They seem high on him enough to give him kind of a fairly semi-regular spot on their own YouTube channel. I think he'll probably win via nefarious means, but it's pretty interesting because this essentially is the first, will go down in history as the first ever AEW match. So it's
this goes on first, which I think it is. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, so that'll be a pub quiz question in years to come.
So you're going Sammy Guevara?
Yeah, I'm going Sammy Guevara, but I reckon it's going to be not clean. It's going to be, he's going to do something to pick up the win.
Okay. I'm also going Sammy Guevara, but I have a storyline reason as to why.
Okay.
So obviously, he's, like you said, he's been on Being the Elite and he's been featured fairly prominently. And the whole storyline is he's like this super nice guy, but everyone hates him. Everyone just can't stand him.
Yeah.
So what I hope they do is I hope they have him win and keep winning and winning and winning, and everyone, he just keeps getting nicer and nicer and nicer, and everyone starts to absolutely hate him, and then eventually have him come up against someone like Jimmy Havoc, who absolutely just wrecks him, just kills him in a match, and then the crowd will go mental, and he'll see. I hope then that Sammy will see the crowd reacting so positively to him getting destroyed that then he turns heel, and then you can have actual dislikable Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I actually like that.
And for some reason, I've thought about this match for some reason.
Yeah, so we're both going Sammy Guevara, just for different reasons.
Yeah, so the next match on the pre-show is the big 21-man casino battle royale, where the winner will be one half of the first ever AEW World Championship match. Do you want me to go through the rules?
For those who are listening at home and don't know the rules, you can. I know the rules, but go on.
So, like I said, it's 21 men, but the rules are as follows. People will enter the match in groups of 5, each representing the 4 suits of cards. So you'll have the hearts, the diamonds, the spades, and the clubs. And then eventually, lucky number 21, the man who drew the Joker card, will enter at 21 by himself, having a statistical advantage over everyone else in the match. There are 17 of the 21 men announced so far. Those 17 men are Sonny Kiss, Brandon Cutler, Ace Romero, Glacier, Brian Pillman Jr., Sonny Reyes, MJF, Joey Janela, Dustin Thomas, Billy Gunn, Jimmy Havoc, Michael Nakazawa, Jungle Boy, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn, Luchasaurus, and Sean Spears. Jack, who do you have in mind?
I do not know. I reckon the 17 men you just named out are not winning. I think it's someone who's unannounced.
I agree.
I think the whole the whole concept of the match has come from I'd say some old notebook that Dusty Rhodes had that Cody found. I'd say that's a pure Dusty idea. But I don't know. It's tough, especially since you have the whole Hangman Page surprise opponent thing as well. It's gotten tougher to call this one.
Yeah.
I'll let you pick first, and I might gauge then from your pick as to who I'm picking.
So, like you said, of the 17 men I just said, I really honestly don't think that any of them are winning. But I don't want to pick someone who's not announced just to have the odds on my side. So I am going to pick MJF. Because he's a little dick and he's Cody's brother. And of the lot, I think he might. Obviously they see a lot in him, and he could genuinely be like the future of the company. Like he's still only like 22 or 23, and like you can make him as a wrestler by having him feature in the first ever World Championship match. I mean, I probably wouldn't have him win, but like, I mean, it'd be a massive position to be in, and I mean, I don't think he will win, but I'm playing the odds. So MJF.
Fair enough. You didn't make it any easier for me anyway.
It's not easy. Based on who they've announced, like I really can't see any of them being in the first ever World Championship match.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, maybe Shawn Spears, but that's pushing it really.
Yeah, it's a strange one, unless they just go like Billy Gunn or someone, you know.
If you don't know who Shawn Spears is, anyone, by the way, people listening, it's WWE's former title dillinger. So.
Yeah. So yeah.
Just in case. Like who?
Yeah. It's interesting. Like, I'm going to go Jon Moxley.
Okay, so you're going straight up. No, not even in the match. Probably won't even be at the event.
Former WWE champion Dean Ambrose.
Well,
it would make those of you who don't know. Sorry, go on.
It would make sense, I said, like.
Yeah, no, you have that red herring with Hangman and
we'll get to that in a while.
Yeah, because you need a big opponent there. But I just think like you need a big name for the first, and you need a big match for your first title. And I think of those who are available and who are likely to be turning up to the event and being a surprise, because bear in mind they have been teasing like a big surprise for the number 21 card.
Yeah.
So you need impact, pardon the pun, but you just need a shock to the system straight away, and I think Jon Moxley kind of fits that mold perfectly. So that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's bold call, obviously, because he's not.
Unless they went totally out of left field and had Pac win it or something like that.
Yeah,
which
it's probably more likely that it's Mox. Well, no, you know,
like,
yeah, but that's putting themselves into a very tricky situation.
It is, but like, we'll talk more about the Pac situation in a minute. But I kind of have been speculating, and I've heard this from nowhere. I'm surprised no one else has kind of brought it up. Is maybe this is something got to do with his visa as well? Because if you remember WrestleMania weekend, he couldn't come over because he was having trouble with his visa. Pac was.
But like, the reason got announced.
What was
it? Because he's Dragon Gate champion.
Well, that wasn't officially announced, was it?
I don't know. I thought, I don't know.
That's what was like.
Thought it
Like
was.
Meltzer speculated that like he
Really?
takes the Dragon Gate Championship very seriously and stuff like that. Now, it's true. Probably is true, and it does make sense if it's that. But I just wonder, because he's had history with trouble with his visa in the past, and that was only recently. I wonder, is it something got to do with his visa too? Because you saw Hangman come over and wrestle him in England. So I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
I mean, I'd like to know why his visa got denied the last time, or I don't even know if it was denied. Like, why it didn't happen. Like,
Yeah.
we don't. So
Anyway,
are you gonna go Moxley?
I'm gonna go Moxley, the debuting former Dean Ambrose. For those of you who don't know, so yeah,
But I respect your confidence.
I do. Well, okay. Do you not think he's gonna turn up at any point?
I'm
Doesn't have to be in the Battle Royal, but
I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical because of the whole, like, I just find the whole situation with him and WWE so weird that, like, I really...
Yeah, it is very strange. It is strange.
Plus, like,
But he did announce that he was coming back as John Moxley.
Yeah, I know. That's what makes it weirder.
And he made a lot of reference to AEW in that video, like, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
He does live in Vegas.
Does he?
Yeah, he's been a native of Vegas for a long time.
Is he? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he lives in Nevada. Like, he lives like outside of Vegas, but he lives like, he doesn't live on the strip, like, but he lives in like the desert in Nevada.
Jesus Palace or something. But
he just sleeps on the floor in the MGM.
Yeah,
they're disrupting his night's sleep.
Yeah, they're like, I gotta sort this out. He just goes in and starts laying waste to people. Yeah, Joe, I hope you're right, because if he does enter the Battle Royal, I hope we'll get I hope the final two are him and Jimmy Havoc.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then just tease us with that one.
Yeah, but that would be cool.
So yeah, okay, we'll move on to the main card. First up, it is tag team action, and it is best friends Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta taking on Angelico and Jack Evans. Jack, who do you have in mind?
I'd admit that I don't know a lot about Angelico and Jack Evans.
I don't know who Jack Evans is. I've seen Angelico wrestle. He's pretty good. So.
I think this is just a match to kind of establish your tag team division. I don't know. It's a tough one to call. I'll probably just, like, I'm assuming Angelico and Jack Evans are the baby faces in this situation.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm going to go babyface just to stick, because I'm going Sammy Guevara a heel to win, and then we don't know what John Moxley's going to be. So, like,
yeah, but is he a heel?
Who?
Sammy Guevara. Like, is he a heel in when he wrestles?
I think so. He's meant to be a dick. Like, he's supposed to be a dick. Like, he's meant to be. Yeah, I think he's meant to be like a guy who doesn't think, or he thinks he's doing good. But it goes back to that thing, like, that all good villains think that they're the hero, you know, like something like that. So I don't know. I'd boo him.
So I never actually seen him wrestle, so I really don't know.
But see, I don't think Kip Sabian's a heel, so, like, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. But okay, so you're going Angelico and Jack Evans.
Yeah.
Their tag team name is Los Guerreros del Cielo, which I think means like angels of the white boys from heaven, or the Sky Blondes.
Fair enough.
Which is, yeah, not a great name. But so I am going different to you. I'm going best friends, because the kind of storyline right now is like that best friends threatened to kidnap the Young Bucks family if they weren't putting a tag team match at Double or Nothing. So I think what'll happen is well, one or two. I think they can do it one of two ways. I think what I think is going to happen. I think best friends are going to win, and they're going to be like, "See, I told you, you should have put us in a tag team match. You know, like we're the best tag team in AEW. You know, whatever." And then I think have them wrestle like the Lucha Bros on like the next show, and have them get like absolutely murked by like Penta, and then be like, "Oh crap, what have we done?" Or you could do it like, or you could just go do that route straight off the bat and have them lose straight away to Angelico and Jack Evans. But
Or because it's Chucky T and Trent Beretta, because they're just as ridiculous as can be. The third option is to have the the Young Bucks' dad come out and beat him up afterwards, because because that's something they would do,
Yeah, I mean,
and that would get a good pop.
I fucking love best friends. Like they're the funniest. But yeah, I'm gonna go best friends.
Fair enough.
Next up, it is 6-woman tag team match, and it is the hardest names in the world to say. It is a team of Aja Kong, Yuka Sakazaki, and Emi Sakura taking on the team of Hikaru Shida, Ryu Abe, and Ryo Mizunami. It's like Kenny Omega's phone book. I mean, like it's so that is a tongue twister. Jack, any thoughts on this one?
I'll admit, I do not know anyone in this match.
I've heard of Aja Kong, but but 5 of the 6, I had no idea.
So I'll be being educated tomorrow night as well. I'm not sure. Whoever I know nothing about the match. I know nothing about the storylines going into the match. I don't know who's heel or face. So I genuinely cannot give any 2 cents towards this topic. So I don't know.
Well, I think Aja Kong is a heel because she's a massive woman, massive powerhouse.
Okay.
So I think she's a heel.
Okay, so, I'm just could be completely wrong. If she's a massive powerhouse, they might try and build her as a monster. So I'll have her team win, her picking up the pinfall, and then her beating up her 2 teammates afterwards too, and standing tall.
Okay, yeah, fair. I'm gonna go the opposite. I'm gonna go the other team of Hikaru Shida, Ryu Abe, and Ryu Mizunami because they're baby faces, and I don't have any other reason. I really don't.
Okay.
So, like, I apologize. I apologize to all of them, but I don't know who you are. So, I'll be happy to find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Next up is a big match, big match, and it is from now on it's pretty much all big matches, but it is a tag team match for the AAA World Tag Team Championships. It is the AAA World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, versus the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon and Phoenix. What do you have in mind, Jack?
The Lucha Brothers, because it's 1-0 to the Young Bucks. I think this is going to be a trilogy. I think the Lucha Brothers are going to make it 1-1, and also the fact that I can't see the Young Bucks traveling back to AAA to defend those titles. So I think them winning the titles was a way to.
Well, it is only Mexico. It's not like it's Japan.
Yeah, but they're kind of exclusive. I think their contracts are exclusive with AEW. So I think
but they have sharing contracts with AAA. Like that's why the titles.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I just think I think this is going to be. I just like the Lucha Brothers are such a big tag team that I don't think the Bucks should beat them twice. And I think for now anyway, and I think it'll just be a major shock because everyone thinks that this is the Young Bucks promotion essentially that they're gonna win, and I think it'd just be a nice
Yeah.
surprise. And I think
So,
you don't think the Lucha Brothers are gonna win?
no, I think Lucha Brothers is going to win, but I'm just like, because it's the Young Bucks promotion that they're going to win. Like, I mean, I don't think they have that kind of attitude. Like,
No, but I think okay, maybe that was the wrong way of saying it, but I just think the whole promotion of this since it was announced New Year's Eve was that like it was all around the Young Bucks, and it was built that the Young Bucks are the biggest, probably one of the biggest acts they have. So people just kind of assume that because you're starting off this whole promotion that you want to showcase your big acts. But I think a win, I think the Lucha Brothers beating the Young Bucks would do more for the tag division, because it shows how like they have other tag teams, not just the Young Bucks. Because I think it's like the marketing has been so focused on the Young Bucks that I think people need to see that it's not just the Young Bucks show here. So I think it makes more sense for the Lucha Brothers to win.
yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think the Lucha Brothers are going to win as well, but I just think it's because like we saw the reaction the Young Bucks got in Mexico. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
So I think this match is probably down to AAA. I think AAA probably have the final say in what happens here, and I think they'll be like, look, we want two Mexicans to represent the promotion going forward. Like, it was fine to like build the storyline, but like we want the Lucha Brothers to debut.
No, I think that might have been the agreement from day one, that look, we'll beat you in Mexico to build up to this match to promote AEW. You take the titles back then, you know.
Yeah, it probably is. I mean, it certainly makes sense, but like the one thing that the kind of big question mark looming over this though is that Matt Jackson has been teasing a new finisher on BTE, and like they're all caught, like it could be a complete bait and switch, and it might be just literally nothing. Like, but
now you know how master promoters the Young Bucks are. They could do it in a sense that like, oh, he never got to hit the finisher this time, so they could build for fucking months as to when he's going to hit the new finisher.
It could be that. What I think might happen is he might hit it on. We might get like a blind tag, and he might hit it on like the illegal guy, and then big massive pop, and then have like Penta come in and hit like the Fear Factor or something, and then quick pin like, or roll up or something, like, you know. I think this match might end with like old school tag team trickery to like just, you know, like just a blind tag and a roll up, and then like the question mark still looms over who is the best tag team in the world. And then you can just build to a trilogy match then, obviously.
Yeah, I think are we both in agreement that this isn't going to be the end of the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers?
No, I think there'd probably be one more, and if we're really good, and we pray hard enough, it might be a ladder match.
For the inaugural tag team titles.
Just if we close our eyes and we wish really hard, and Tony Khan might hear us.
Yeah.
Or someone. Hopefully that happens. That would be sensational. So yeah, we're both going to Lucha Brothers. That's fair enough. Next up is a match that I'm very much excited for, and it is Cody Rhodes versus Dustin Rhodes. Brother versus brother. Nightmare versus Natural. Jack, who do you have in mind?
My decision for this match focuses more on the order.
Yeah. Well, is it on the Jericho Omega match?
Yes.
That's going on last.
Is that announced going on last?
That's the main event.
Okay, so I'm going Cody to win.
Okay.
And I'll get into it later on, but I think Cody is going to beat him. Is going to beat Dustin, and I think he's going to beat him clean. But I think everyone's kind of expecting this emotional kind of reunion, brother reuniting with brother at the end. I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's more to the storyline. So I think what's this? Sorry,
you're going to get into it later.
Yes, but I think the way it's going to play out is that Cody's going to beat him. Cody's going to offer his hand at the end of the match, and Dustin is going to shake his head and just leave.
Okay. Well, I'm agreeing with you in the sense that I'm going Cody Rhodes to win. Because I've seen people theorizing that this is Dustin Rhodes' retirement match.
Okay.
They're kind of building it like that. But I want Cody to win, but I want him to turn heel in the process. I want what you said to happen in the contrary. So like have Dustin offer the hand and then like have Cody like beat him down or something. Or just have him cheat to win. I mean, you don't have to beat him down after the match, but like
fair enough.
Are we both in agreement this is going to be like a classic Dusty Rhodes match and they're both going to bleed like stuffed pigs?
Probably. It is both his sons, like.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to go Cody, but Cody to win, but to turn heel in the process, and then like you can build up the relationship between him and MJF then going forward.
That's interesting.
Have MJF be like a toxic influence on him, like have him whispering in his ear, like.
Yeah, that is an interesting concept. Yeah.
It's like it's a kind of a twist on the whole, like when an older guy gets his hands on like a younger prospect and corrupts him. This is the prospect corrupting the teacher, which is something that we've rarely seen, if ever. So I think it's interesting. I mean, I think it would be fun to watch it play out.
Yeah.
I think Cody works better as a heel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just hard to see him being a heel because this show has been so based around him changing wrestling and all this that I think it's going to be a while before people will want to hate him again,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. At least we both agree that Cody's winning. So.
Yeah.
Next up, it is a big old triple threat match, and it is Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose versus Kylie Ray. Would you have them why?
I'm gonna go Nyla Rose because I think she is less of a name than the rest of the other two. So I feel like she probably needs it the most. Obviously, this is going to probably be outstanding, judging by who's in it. Well, I haven't seen Nyla Rose wrestle, but I've seen the other, like Kylie Ray, and I've seen Britt Baker wrestle, and they're fantastic. So I would assume that this match is going to be nothing short of a very good match.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think potentially one of these three women will be the first ever AEW Women's Champion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Britt Baker.
Okay.
Because I think she's the biggest name of the three, and I think she has been at the forefront of like everything for AEW. She was the first woman announced as signing. She was at the red carpet for the TV deal announcement. She's like, and it might be a complete red herring, and like it could be like the other two, but I just think that like they're obviously super invested with her. Like she's at All In, so like I could genuinely see Britt Baker becoming the first ever AEW Women's Champion, and that would be such a solid shout. Like so,
and the fact that like she, like you could make the argument that Fatal 4-Way All In was match at night, not many.
It was so good. It was so good. But
so and she was one of those four involved. So like,
she was. No, and I'm a big Britt Baker fan. Like I really like Britt Baker. I really like the whole, like, I really like her. I like her in ring. I like her gimmick. She's cool. So, Britt Baker for me. Next up, it is 6-man tag team action. It is SoCal Uncensored, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky taking on Strong Hearts, Chima, T-Hawk, and El Lindemann, the exports from OWE, the big Chinese promotion that AEW are in collaboration with. So, Jack, who do you have and why?
I'm going Strong Hearts because I feel like, again, they're the unknowns. I think this whole what is it, OVE, is that what it's called? Or
OWE.
OWE is like, I think it's a thing that has a lot of potential, especially the Japanese.
I've seen clips and they're bloody mental.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it has a lot of potential when it comes to like the Chinese market and stuff, because I think it's a very untapped market when it comes to wrestling. So I feel like this is going to be something that they're going to have a lot of focus on, and I think what a way to introduce them to a new audience, to having them beat like a Christopher Daniels or Frankie Kazarian, people who are like veterans of this business, you know.
Yeah. I'm in agreement. I'm going Strong Hearts as well. Just to keep the deal sweet, keep it favorable. Have the younger guys go over. Well, Chima's like 50, but like have the young compared to Christopher Daniels, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing that a 50-year-old is still not the oldest person in this match.
Yeah. But no, like I've seen clips of the OWE guys on YouTube and Twitter and stuff, and like they actually competed in like China's Got Talent or something, or some talent show in China, and they did they basically did a match, and it was bloody nuts. They do the flips, and they do the new flips that I've never seen before.
Yeah, so I would imagine this is just going to be a showcase of them.
I'd imagine so. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Like, Chima is a legend of the business. Like, he is like an OG, like in regards to like Dragon Gate and all that kind of stuff. Like, and yeah, I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to see what Strong Hearts can do. So yeah, go on them. So next up is a match that isn't actually on the card anymore, but we're still going to do a bit of predicting with it. So it was originally meant to be Hangman Adam Page versus Pac. But then Pac was pulled from the event due to, well, in storyline, Adam Page went over to the UK and wrestled him, and Pac injured him by hitting him in the knee with a chair, taking him out of the event in kayfabe. In reality, it's being speculated that because AEW wanted Hangman to go over, but because Pac is the Dragon Gate champion, they didn't want him to lose while having the belt. So it's a big thing. But it's still pretty much confirmed that Hangman, like, he said that he's not going to be there, but like he is going to be there, and it's more or less confirmed that he's going to be wrestling. And who is he wrestling, Jack? Keep in mind, you've already picked Jon Moxley.
So yeah, Jon Moxley is out of the equation. Like, you need a bigger name than Pac now, I think, or you need something that makes sense. It's one of the two. For me, what makes sense is Joey Ryan, because they did the thing at All In. They've been building this. We actually never got the match. So I think what makes sense is Joey Ryan. But is Joey Ryan a bigger name than Pac?
No.
Yes, yeah, you're right by that. Now, if we're going off people who are bigger names than Pac and who you could get that could really cause a stir. You have John Moxley, who's won, and you have CM Punk. Other than that, is there anyone else out there who's not under contract anywhere, who could really live up to what Pac and Hangman was supposed to be?
Well, you know what's interesting though, and I'm only kind of thinking about this now, right? This kind of spot where an opponent gets taken out, and it's there's this big mystery as to who they're going to be facing now. 9 times out of 10, it's a heel awaiting a babyface opponent. So, like, it's going to be interesting now with Hangman being a babyface. Is like whoever they bring out, are they going to be heel, or because they're going to be? If it's Moxley or Punk, they're going to get like the pop of the night.
Yeah, but it'll probably just be kind of like,
reaction.
Oh, I can't believe this is happening. Babyface versus babyface match. I think. Yeah, like I know I said Joey Ryan, but then I know Hangman's was more of a heel then. It's strange.
I don't think it'll be Joey Ryan, because I think they've settled that. I know that they never had a match, but like,
yeah, I think Joey Ryan, if he's not in this match, then he will be in the Battle Royal. I think he will be involved.
Yeah, I mean,
he is at Starcast, so he's there. So I'd imagine that they will use him at some capacity, and probably now that he's not under contract anywhere.
He keeps saying he's not signing with them though. So
yeah, but like, so did Chris Jericho. So
I love he actually wasn't. He actually was signing with NXT.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go John Moxley for this one. I think it's gonna be Moxley. I can't see it being Punk, because I'm pretty sure he has. He's doing that commentating thing for MMA tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I think it's tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna go Moxley for this one. Yeah. Give the people what they want here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably not going to be Punk. I would imagine, like you said. I think he announced that he was doing some commentary for someone tomorrow. So I think that kind of rules him out. Also, like, I think they need to save some stuff as well. I think they can't just blow their load on one card. I think they have a lot of stuff now coming up. They have like a debut show, like a weekly show, like that. They'll need a big name to get for that. Like, so maybe if they're going to get Punk, then maybe they might hold off until then. I think they'll have a big enough. They have a big enough card to get by without a CM Punk tomorrow, and build to it if he is coming back to wrestling. I don't know. I think, Moxley probably makes sense, but I just think that I just can't. What's throwing me off is that Moxley does make sense, and I would have Moxley only that the winner of the Battle Royal is going to be in the first title match. And I think you need a huge name for that. And I think it was going to be Moxley, and I would have definitely gone with Moxley if the match was still Pac and Hangman,
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It's throwing us all now, I think.
Definitely. And I thought this was a work, and I thought what was going to happen was, because remember at the rally, the very first time we got the announcement of Double or Nothing in AEW and that big thing in Florida, and remember Hangman came out and was like, I want to be the first ever AEW world champion. I thought it was the case of Pac is refusing to wrestle you because you came over to England and whatever. So what we're going to do is, he goes, he won't wrestle you unless you make this for the world title, and like do it that way.
Yeah,
but that's not seeming likely now. So
yeah, interesting. Do you think Pac will be involved in the show at any capacity? Do you think we get something at the end of the match? Do you think we might get him costing Hangman and building towards it later on.
Like, is he still signed to AEW?
Pac.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because people were saying he quit. Like,
I think that's storyline.
Is that storyline? Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
So confusing.
I just think he's probably going to lose the Dragon Gate title at some point soon, and then I think maybe a Fighter Festival, or maybe just when they go on TNT, he'll be there then full time.
Well, he better lose it soon, because I'm sorry, no offense to Dragon Gate, like I don't watch Dragon Gate. Wrestling wouldn't be watching. So who are you picking?
I guarantee you, there's some Japanese kid who's really hoping he stays. Be like, I'm not gonna watch AEW.
So who are you picking?
Fuck it, I don't even know who's in the match, so I don't know who I'm picking. Jesus.
Hangman and but I'm saying, like, who are you picking for his opponent? Like,
I'm gonna go Joey Ryan because it's just cause.
Okay. Like, I'm not even sure this match is going to happen, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not even sure. Like, it genuinely could be like nothing. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But okay, fair enough. And finally, the main event of the night. It is for the second half of the first ever AEW World Championship match to be decided at a future date, and it is Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega. Who do you have and why?
Chris Jericho.
Why?
I think Jericho has had a lot of losses lately, and I think
but he's a legend, like, so.
He is, and that's true. But I think, again, similar to the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers, Kenny is one up. I think, like, as good, and Kenny Omega is, you could make the argument, the best wrestler in the world. He's just not a big enough. It's not that he's not a big enough name, but he's not a guy that you would take to Turner executives and be like, this is who we have. Because Turner executives executives won't know, because they're not wrestling fans. Well, the majority of them probably won't.
Imagine they were all just massive New Japan marks.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, it's, if you take to advertisers and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
It's going to be Chris Jericho, and I think.
Yeah, but when you think about it, though, when you think about it, like, obviously Chris Jericho is the bigger name, right? Obviously, but like, don't you think, like, after this match, like, this card essentially works as like a kind of showcase for the Turner executives who have never seen
that is fair enough, but I'm just thinking, like, for the casual fans too, and stuff like that, I think it makes more sense to go with Jericho for now, and I think build, when you get on TV, then regularly have Kenny still be in a rivalry with Jericho, and then have Kenny beat him once you get the rub from Jericho on a network television. I think it makes sense to have him win, and I think the way I think it's going to happen is, I think Dustin Runnels is going to get involved, and it's because they've been building this whole Attitude Era Cody versus the Attitude Era type thing, that I think Jericho and Dustin Rhodes are going to align, because they're the only two on the show that were part of the Attitude Era, essentially. And
unless you count Glacier,
which would be hilarious. But or Billy Gunn, I suppose.
Billy Gunn.
But I think have them partner, and have Jericho then enter this kind of rebel rivalry with like Cody and
Well,
Kenny and stuff like that, and the Elite really, because they've been kind of
teasing. They're teasing that like the next feud going forward is Cody and Chris Jericho.
Yeah. So I think the way of doing that is having his brother align with Jericho and have them essentially ruin what they perceive as their crowning moment of having like. I think if you're going with the feud of Cody and Jericho, what better way than Jericho hijacking the biggest night of Cody's career, the start of this big major company that he's the face of essentially and he's running. What better way in storyline to have Jericho end the night with his hand raised? In no matter what way he does it, against the guy who Cody and the Bucks have propelled as he's the future of AEW as in Kenny Omega, and have Jericho just ruin that. It's typical Chris Jericho. It's classic.
Yeah. See, it's difficult because like this is technically I know All In happened, but this is technically the first All Elite wrestling show.
Yeah.
And like, do you want to end that on a big sad note with the heels winning? Like,
yeah, because I think there's a return to it. I think we've become so used to this formula by WWE that the babyface must pose at the end. But you must realize that this is an alternative to WWE. This is not a WWE show. Like, we're so used because we've only had this for so long, this Vince McMahon formula, that we must end the show on a good note. This is an alternative. Like, we're like the script. This is a different script we're running here. It's a different organization. So who's to say that the babyface doesn't have to end on a good night? And I think, or it doesn't have to end the show. I think if you have Chris Jericho win and you have like this whole kind of these like Cody or not, you've Dustin and Jericho lining, that'll make me want to tune in more than just having Kenny beat Chris Jericho at the end. Because for me, Chris Jericho is one of the major things I want to see in this All Elite Wrestling goes forward, and I think it'll be hard. I think he just loses a little momentum if he loses right off the bat. I think you have to build him as a heel and then have him lose, and that's how he makes a babyface. So I think having him end the night like victorious is the way to go, because it makes me want to see then what's happening next.
Yeah, I was thinking of this, like, wouldn't it, imagine they did this. I hope they don't, but imagine they did this, right? So, like, you know how I said early in the night, I was like, Cody's going to turn heel. So, obviously, he's been having this kind of mini feud with Jericho, right? I don't want AEW to be like WWE, where like all the heels are friends because they're heels. Like, just because they're heels doesn't mean they have to get along. So yeah. I imagine, right? Imagine if the main event, right? You have Jericho Omega. Obviously, Omega is part of the Elite and part of like the founding fathers of this company. So, what if, right? What if Cody comes out and screws Jericho out of it because he wants to protect his investment in Omega? And you don't have to turn Omega heel. Omega can be like, "What the hell are you doing, Cody? Like, I can do this myself." And what referee is signed to AEW now?
Earl Hebner. Oh, yeah. Oh no! You cannot end the first show on a screw job. You can't do that. Oh my God, no! Ring the bell.
Cool. He has him locked in the walls of Jericho.
For God's sake, Bret Hart is at StarCast. He's going to be in the building.
What's it called? Cody slowly morphs into Vince McMahon. it was Vince all along. It was Vince all along.
Oh my god.
Tony Khan comes out and rips off his face, and it's Vince.
I now own AEW.
Yeah. No, that won't happen, but it would be bloody hilarious if it did. I'm gonna go Jericho as well. Because I think everything you said makes sense. Like I was originally going Omega, but
I've convinced you with my argument.
Yeah, you swayed me. Like it makes perfect sense. He's the bigger star, obviously. That means that or does it mean that a babyface is winning the battle royal?
Yeah, but they haven't announced that the winner of this is going to get the shot, have they? Of
Yeah, they
Omega. Oh, they? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they might necessarily have Jericho's your first champion isn't the worst thing.
Yeah.
Plus, I think another big factor is he's got an IWGP heavyweight title match in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, I think New Japan have probably whispered in the AEW lads' ears, being like, "Can you please keep him strong?"
Yeah.
So yeah, I was going Omega for the most part, just because Omega was a babyface, and I was like, to me, Omega should be the face of the company, but and
I think he will be.
He will be
once people can see what he can actually do. But it's just that, I think we as fans get lost in the fact that not everyone knows who Kenny Omega is, because we see him and we know who he is, and we know that he's probably the best in the world.
This is the whole purpose of signing Chris Jericho in the first place, to pull in the casual fans, to pull in the advertisers, and to pull in the producers to be like, whoa, what is Chris Jericho doing with this company? Like, what are they after? So
yeah, and that's why they have a Jim Ross there.
Yeah,
that's why they have familiar faces.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be what's his name, Jericho, and I mean that completely negates my theory of who's winning the battle royal. But then again, I don't know who's winning the battle royal, because I think it's going to be someone who's not announced yet, and that can be anyone. So
and I think having Jericho definitely in your first match for the title, whether he wins or loses, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. Plus, they haven't announced when the first world title match will take place, and if
I was just about to say that I would imagine that it'll be on the opening show on TNT in October. That's what I'd do.
Well, I mean, that makes sense too. Yeah, that's probably the best idea, because I was like, will they just do it at the next pay-per-view? But then
no, I'd do it. I don't. When is Fyter Fest? That's in June.
29th of June, yeah.
And when is what's the New Japan pay-per-view?
Oh, Dominion.
When's Dominion?
The 9th of June.
See, I just don't know. I for some reason I just can't see Jericho being on Fyter Fest.
Well, the reason as well why I was going Omega is because you know how Fyter Fest is his baby.
Yeah.
Have him win, and then have him say to the book and stuff, I have another big act to book for the show, myself in the World Championship match. And have Kenny literally go mad with power, and they'll have to
yeah, but then again you're favoring a YouTube channel over.
I know, but against to go off.
What's this? Sorry, I
have nothing else to go off here. This is where the storylines are coming from. So
yeah, and that makes sense. But again, you can't get lost in the comparison between BTE and TNT. What's going to make them more money in the long run?
Yeah,
couple. And BT has served them well in the past, but now.
Did you see what what Matt said on the latest episode, actually.
No, I didn't watch it.
Joe, how they're doing the new segment of BTE Mailbag.
Yeah.
One of the questions was when the AEW weekly TV show starts, are they going to keep doing BTE? And Matt said it's doubtful because they're going to be so busy that they don't know. They're going to try, but it doesn't look good that it's going to continue.
Yeah. But I suppose the show will be just a giant BTE anyway.
Yeah. It'll be like a 2-hour BTE.
Yeah, so there you go.
So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go Jericho because Jericho makes sense. I'm looking at this not with my head instead of my heart for a change.
Yeah. Look at it with your business eyes more so than your wrestling fandom eyes.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. Looking at it through the eyes of Ted Turner.
Yes, or whoever's in charge. So I think
probably Ted.
Yeah, but from what you hear, Ted Turner isn't suffering from or isn't in the best of health. So I would imagine that he isn't as forefront as he once was. But yeah, this is gonna be a huge night, I would imagine. Are you gonna try and watch it live, or are you gonna what are you gonna do?
I might try and watch it live. Yeah, I might. I'll probably try. Yeah.
Yeah. How are you gonna do that? And bear in mind, it's all from legal means.
I'm going to pay my pay-per-view, and I'm going to watch it on the television with the pay-per-view, using the money that I earned in my hard job.
Well, you can order it on ITV on your PlayStation, so that's a bonus. I think it's like 17 or 16 euro. So rather than paying the $40 or whatever the fuck it is,
I think it's $60 or $50. I think I don't know. It's a lot of dollars.
Yeah, so that's probably the better way of doing it rather than paying for it on Fight TV, especially here in the UK and Ireland. When you can do that, I don't think you can do it in the US. So that's probably the better way of doing it.
Get ITV online.
You can. I googled how can I watch Double or Nothing, and I saw some. I'll have to check that again, but I saw something about the ITV having a box office app on the PlayStation that you can download and buy the pay-per-view from.
Wait, what about a laptop?
I don't know. I just saw PlayStation. I could be wrong.
I'll have to investigate. But are you going to watch it live?
I'm hoping to. I'm attending a concert tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to a thing down in down in the castle. No, I'm not going to Rod Stewart. What the fuck do you think I am? You're like the sixth person who said that. Where I'm like, I'm going to a concert tomorrow night. They're like, oh, so you're going to Rod Stewart? No, I'm not going to Rod Stewart.
Like what idiot booked another concert on the same day?
Well, it's Boss Night, so they're the Liverpool official Liverpool Football Club official music act who sing all the Liverpool songs. So
you fucking Liverpudlian mark.
Hey, they're in the Champions League final next week. I have to get myself into the mood. So that's on. I'm hoping probably will not, like, it finishes at 11. There has been talks that I could be going out afterwards. I don't know. So I probably will miss the start of the show, but I'm hoping to catch some of it when I'm home.
You're in a tough position next week, actually, because the Champions League final falls on the same day as NXT TakeOver.
How am I in a tough position? They're on at 2 different times.
Yeah, but I imagine if Liverpool win, you're going on the absolute tear.
Oh yeah, well yeah. But who's to say I can't watch NXT Takeover in a nightclub somewhere?
No one says that. You're only limited to your imagination. So yeah, that's AEW Double or Nothing, the inaugural AEW pay-per-view. Tomorrow shall be a telling day.
In the future of professional wrestling.
Yeah. So yeah.
If tomorrow goes wrong, we are doomed to an eternity of Vince McMahon running this business again. Like, I really hope it goes right.
Did you see the leak stage actually?
Yeah. Starting to worry me.
Why?
It didn't look as pristine as I thought it would. It looks very Ring of Honor-ish.
Well, build from what you know, I suppose.
Yeah, but build from what you know from WWE if you're Cody, not Ring of Honor.
Well, look, I mean, the stage is only a minor thing. I mean,
yeah, but if Ring of Honor was such a success, then why didn't Tony Khan just buy that? It was already an established.
I never said that. What I'm just saying, I never said that Ring of Honor's any success that Ring of Honor has attained, it hasn't been down to the quality of their stage.
Yeah, but it's perception.
Look, I don't really care what the stage looks like. I mean, I just want to see good wrestling and good storylines.
Well, you can see good wrestling and good storylines at Ring of Honor. Doesn't mean it's going to make a lot of money.
Okay, why does the stage matter here? Why is this?
I'm just saying, right?
Factor that causes the monetary problems of Ring of Honor.
Okay, there's been two companies who have made a lot of money in this business. One was WWE, one was WCW. They both have one thing in common, was that they were brilliant at their pageantry, or however you say it, pageantry. That's what draws in a casual fan.
And then an AEW might be. I'm just saying, we can't really go off the picture,
Oh yeah, I know, but I'm just hoping,
Again, I know. I mean, I'm hoping too. We're all the same.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah,
that's been AEW Double or Nothing. We'll be running down the results and our reactions and what we thought of it next week. And also we will be predicting NXT TakeOver 25 next week. So yet another prediction.
That's come upon us very quickly, by the way.
TakeOver.
Yeah. It's come from out of nowhere.
There's so much wrestling going on at the moment, and and again, the card is outstanding, and why?
That'll be next week.
Yeah, that'll be next week. We'll talk about all the fallout from Double or Nothing, which I'm sure will dominate the headlines, and of course we'll predict NXT TakeOver 25. So yeah, that's been us. I've been Billy. This has been Jack, and enjoy all the wrestling. I hope it's good. I hope
it's all we've all dreamed it would be.
Yeah, me too. I'm hopelessly optimistic here.
Right. Okay, that's been us.
Okay, that's been us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.